नमस्कार. जैसा अमृताचा निर्झरू, प्रसवे जयाचा जठरू, तया क्षुधे तृषींचा अर्धरू कहीची नाही. 41st Ovi from Dnyaneshwari Nityapath, collected by Swami Swaroopanand, who happens to be my Sadguru, Swami Madhavnath Sadguru. So it is based on the 65th verse of second chapter of Gita. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajaayate prasanna chetaso yashu buddhi paryavatisthate. And it happens to be from second chapter of Dnyaneshwari and Gita and 339th Ovi. The meaning of that 65th verse of Gita is, if you keep your mind, body and soul happy forever, then sadness and sorrow get vanished. And when you listen to discourse, when you chant name of God, whatever the kind of penance you do, whatever the kind of the spiritual activity you may do, the arati, the meditation, the Ram Nam, the Japa, Dhyan, and all so many things you can do. So at that time, you happen to be happy, happen to meet the God, and happen to become one with the God, unison with the God, unison with the consciousness. You feel happiness inside yourself. Then your mind, body, soul becomes stable with the God. And at that time, you happen to meet that in the real joy, the real bliss inside yourself. That is known as Amrutaza Nirzaru. Means that joy is known as the nectar, the Amrit. If you drink that, you become immortal. No, so the body doesn't become immortal. Your soul becomes immortal because your soul gets merged with the God, infinite soul of God. You become yogi and bhakta. You cannot be separated. At that moment, when you feel this, while listening to the discourses as well, like Dnyaneshwari and all those people, if they are telling, at that time, you happen to forget Shuddha and Tusha. You happen to forget thirst and hunger. And then it doesn't become hurdle in your life. This is one side. Another side of the story is, you do not try to earn much more than your need. You don't go behind the greed. You go behind only the need. And then when the needs are fulfilled, you feel that okay. So someone asks, shouldn't we pursue for the higher income sources and the business? Yeah, you may go, but please do not leave your ethics and values, truthfulness, honesty. Many times a lot of people ask why the saints and sadhus and the God doesn't like rich people, because it is not about rich people. It is about how they earn the money, how they gain the power. By fantastic wrong means they have earned that, then those people may not like. And if there is a conglomerate of all these people who are doing all these things, including spiritual power, politics and all these things, we are not part of that. Just come out of that. Live your own life where you can find the eternal truth inside you. And Amrutazazara means you find the eternal joy and bliss inside yourself. Become yogi, become bhakta, become devotee, and try to serve the God 24/7 by each heartbeat, pulse beat, respiration, blinking of eye, speaking, listening, thinking, and each and every action. In Hindi or Marathi, I have given one example. There are 37.2 trillion cells in human body. Suppose this is a cell where I pinch myself. After some 3-4 seconds, that cell got hurt. So it reached to the brain, and immediately, I hope the motor reaction travels 200 kilometers per second. So, but even after that, after 4 seconds, because maybe For 4 seconds, I can sustain. After 4 seconds, it pinches. Similarly, every human being has to undergo these kinds of pain, PAIN. So sometimes we fail, sometimes we pass, sometimes good and bad may happen, sometimes we suffer loss, sometimes we gain, and all those things happen. Many times it may happen that our great grandfather dies, so we feel unhappy. And then we start crying for 5-10 minutes, we cry, then we again come back to our senses, and then again we should be able to find out the Amrutasa Nirjara, that joy and bliss again. Then you can say that, okay, let that soul rest in peace. We come back to senses and do the cremation and all those things. These are literally things given in the Gita, Dnyaneshwari, and even in Dasbodh and such places. You feel it. We are not robots, we are human beings. For some time we feel it, and hence still, even with whatever feelings we have, still we should not leave our ethics and values. Maryada Purushottam Ram. Another thing, as we got a human birth, after 8.4 billion births, yesterday someone asked, why you always say we lived for crores of years? Now, each species, for example, a virus can live for a few seconds to few months, and there are certain species. I have touched a tortoise who was 200 years old. There are whales which are 500 years old. Last year one news came that one of the whale was located after 108 years, 90 to 108 years later. It got vanished, but suddenly it came into then they identified its physical those identities, and they they confirmed that it has been seen after some 50 years or 100 years. Some news was there. Okay, so they live for 500 years. So on an average, one species lives for 10 years. We live 8.4 million births. Our soul has passed through 8.4 million births. 8.4 into 10, straight away 84 million. 8.40 crores. So we lived 84 million years, our soul. Now it is the responsibility of human body, that 8.4 minus 1 human body, that we should get rid of the sins that were committed in those past births. And that is why, and we should not add into that. And that is why Dnyaneshwar Maharaj is saying that please live a pious, pure, honest, truthful life, so that at each moment our respiration, speaking, listening, thinking, heartbeat, pulse beat gets devoted towards God at each moment throughout our life. And once we do that, we happen to find the Amrutasa Nirjaru. Nirjaru means Jharna, means small, source of water, for example. So small source of eternity, small source of nectar, we should find it inside. The body will not become immortal. Our soul will get merged into the infinite soul. That soul will become eternal. Because you are getting merged with the eternal thing, then body, mind and soul, once the death occurs, it will be burned as per Sanatana Dharma. Our ashes will be, maybe they will be flown into the water. Every water is Ganga water, for example. And then those things happen. Somebody, in other religions and sects, Ashish CTS, they just bury into the earth. How much we require? Maybe 2 feet by 6 feet, 7 feet, whatever the height we are. That much burial is required, and we will be buried, for example. So every body, every entity that we see, think and conceive and even see and cannot see is going to die. That which are yad drishtam tad nashtam. Yet adrishtam, that also nashtam. Jo dikhta nahi means that which is not visible also is going to die. So then in all these situations and circumstances, we as a human being, it is our duty to find eternal joy inside ourselves, eternal bliss inside ourselves, and remaining one with that by becoming yogi and bhakta. That is our duty, to find Amruta's Nirjal. This is the message of Dnyaneshwar Maharaj. And that's why we should live a pure, pious, and beautiful life. This is very important. The rest of the things are going to happen in life. Whether there are certain things we cannot stop. In fact, there are 1 in a trillion things that they are in our hand. Just take an example to the extreme. 1 in a trillion, quadrillion, septillion, 1 in Google can be the thing that is in our hand. In fact, if God wishes, Ramakrishna Paramahansa said already, nothing is in our hand. It is the God's wish that everything happens. But still we have to try. When we think that it is in my hand, then try. If you think you have free will, then try. Try to be able to locate the Amruta's Nirjaro. Somebody asked, where is the Amruta's Nirjaro? Somebody said, it is in Brahmarandra. Somebody said, in Adhyaya Chakra. Somebody said, in the heart. Somebody said, in the brain. Somebody said, it is in meditation. Somebody said, it is in chanting the name of God. Somebody said, it is in discourse. There are so many kinds of worship possibles. Somebody finds it in namaz, somebody finds it in Sunday mass, somebody finds it in arti, somebody finds it going to temple. There are many ways. Somebody finds it in reading some verses from Guru Granth Sahib. Somebody finds it in reading Gita. There are so many ways. Somebody finds it doing good work, even gardening and good things. But it is always desired that you should be doing only good work, values-based, ethics-based, unharmful to the society work. That will not only achieve the sustainable development goals, maybe I call the supreme goals as well, what has been predicted in the Pasaidan by Dnyaneshwar Maharaj, what has been predicted in Anandvan Bhuvan of Samarth Ramdas. Samarth Ramdas wanted to create Anandvan Bhuvan, and Dnyaneshwar Maharaj Swananda Bodh Patan. Nowadays people are talking about sustainable development goals. There could be supreme goals as well in future. Every human being can become supreme being. Then Ram Rajya concept is there. So many things are there. So first you have to find a Ram Rajya, Amruta's Nirjaro inside yourself. Once you become happy, family, whole society, the whole world can become happy if all go together. So let us try to fulfill the wish of Swami Dnyaneshwar Maharaj, Swananda Bodha Patan. And it is his wish that we should search that joy inside ourselves, bliss in ourselves, and remain one with that throughout our life. So let us try to live such a life. Thank you very much.